Welcome to this ninth video of lesson similarity from mathematics part 2 of standard 10. In previous videos we have learned about the ratio of areas of two triangles and sums based on it, and we have learned the basic proportionality theorem, application of it and sums based on it, practice at 1.1 and 1.2. Now in this video we are going to learn what is similarity and similarity of triangles and sums based on that. Actually, we have learned the concept of similar triangles in previous classes. So let's recall what is similarity, what is the difference between similar and congruent triangles, and let's learn what are the tests of similarity in this video. So let's go on. So let's recall about similar triangles what we have learned so far. That suppose in triangle ABC and DEF, here this is a triangle ABC and triangle DEF is given to us, where it is given to us, or if we find that angle A is congruent to D. So angle A, this first triangle is congruent with the let's say A is congruent to D, first triangle of D. Then angle B is congruent to angle E. Angle B is congruent with angle E, shown with the identical marks. Angle C is congruent to angle F. So angle C is congruent with angle F. So these three angles still are congruent with the three corresponding angles of another triangle DEF. And if it is given that AB upon D, whatever ratio we have, so whatever length of AB is divided by length of DE, and whatever ratio we get of this lengths of the two sides, corresponding sides AB and D, if it is equal to the ratio of BC upon EF, and that ratio is again equal with the ratio AC and DF, then we can say that ABC triangle is similar to triangle DEF. Now if we know that we use for congruent, when we use the word congruent, we use the symbol is equal to and then this inverted S, we can say. Here congruent means we have two figures exactly of same size. If we keep the two figures on each other, they will overlap, they will exactly match. So they are same in size, that's why we put is equal to sign, and this symbol is for the shape. So their shape is also same and their size is also same for congruence. And for similarity, similar triangles, we have used this only for similarity or similar, we use only the symbol of the shape, not the symbol of same size. We are using only this shape of size, and here we are using the symbol same size, that is equal to and same shape. So this shape and this size. Okay. So this is the thing we have studied in the previous classes, which we have recalled. Okay. Now let's see the difference between that congruent and similar triangle just now, as we have discussed. Now in congruent triangles, sides are congruent and angles are also congruent. That's why we call it as same size and same shape, and hence we use this symbol of same size and same shape. But in similar triangles, we found that the sides are not required to be congruent. Okay, their ratio should be same, means they should be in the same proportion. So when we call these six sides their ratios are equal, means they are in proportion. So here in similar triangles, the sides are in proportion and the angles are congruent. Okay, so they are of only same shape. They may be or they may not be of same size. Okay, if this ratio is 1, suppose the ratio is 1, then surely we can say that they are congruent also and similar also. So if two triangles, if they are similar with the ratio, value of the ratio is 1, means these two sides are equal, these two sides equal, these two sides equal, means the sides are also equal, then these triangles are similar as well as congruent. Okay, so we can say that congruent figures are similar and similar triangles or figures are congruent if the value of these ratios of their side is 1. Only in that case they are congruent. If this ratio is not 1, then they are not congruent. Okay. So always we have to remember that when congruency, similar sides congruent, similar angles congruent. In similar triangles, in congruency of triangle, corresponding sides congruent, corresponding angles congruent. And in similar triangles, corresponding sides are in proportion. Okay, proportion, not congruent. And corresponding angles should be congruent. So angles are congruent in both the cases. Only difference is between the sides. Okay, after looking quickly what is the difference between congruence of triangle and similar of triangle, now let's come to learn what are the tests of similarity of triangle. Now here we have seen that for being a two triangles similar, we need to know about its angles and sides. But does it require to know about all these 6 things, all 3 sides and 3 angles? No. Say if we, as for congruence of triangles also we have learned some test of congruence of triangle, that out of 6 elements, if we know specific 3 elements are congruent, then the remaining are automatically congruent, and that set of specific 3 is called as a test of congruency. Like that, there is a test of similarity of triangles also. So here also, if we know information about particular 3 elements out of 6 elements of a triangle, then we can say the rest are also we can say similar. But here we are not going to use the word congruent for sides. Wherever the sides will come, we will check whether the sides are in proportion or not. And wherever the angles will come, we will check the corresponding angles are congruent or not. Okay. So the first test is AAA test. As the name tells you, angle test. So when corresponding angles of 2 triangles are congruent, the 2 triangles are similar. This is in short. Okay. Means for example, in this triangle, suppose we know only this part. Okay. We know that these angles of first triangle are congruent to corresponding angles of the second triangle. We do not know anything about the sides. Still, we can say that by AAA test, these 2 triangles are similar. Okay. Now, when we know about only 2 angles, say we know about, say, angle A is congruent to D and B is congruent to E. We do not know anything about angle C and F. Can we still say these 2 triangles are similar? Using the property that sum of all angles of a triangle is 180 degree, and when we know, say this is say x degree, suppose, so this is also going to be x degree, if this is y degree, this is also going to be y degree. What can we tell about angle C and angle F? Now angle C will be 180 minus the sum of these 2, that is sum of this x plus 1. Okay. Similarly here also, major angle F is going to be 180 minus sum of these 2, x plus 1, and this is going to be degree. This whole is going to be degree. So we can see that the measure of the remaining angle is going to be 180 minus sum of this x and y, and here also 180 minus x and y. So though we do not know about third angle, if we know about only 2 angles, that 2 angles, corresponding angles are congruent, still we can say that this third pair is also congruent. So by using AA test, we can prove this is congruent. So we need not to go through in this. Okay. So if we know only about 2, still we can go that these 2 triangles are congruent, and then instead of saying AAA test, we can use the words AA test, as we know about only 2 angles of that triangle. Or if we have proved only 2 angles of these triangles are congruent, corresponding angles are 2 pairs only congruent, any 2. Okay, then we can say it is by AA test, these 2 triangles are similar. Okay, now what is the another test of similarity? It is SAS test. Now as your name tells, there are 2 sides and the angle is between them or included by them. Okay, so whenever the word comes side, the side should be always in proportion. So if two pairs of corresponding sides are in proportion, sides what? The sides should be in proportion and the angle between them are congruent. So angle should be what? Congruent. Then these two triangles are similar. Now again taking this example here. Now suppose we know that this is the thing we know. Suppose these are the two pairs. Okay. Two pairs of corresponding sides. We know that AB upon DE is equal to BC upon EF. Now which is the angle included by these two sides? AB and BC. B is the angle included. So here the B is angle included and here DE and EF. If these are corresponding, this ratio and this ratio is same, then the included angle B and E. If we know about this, we know this two sides are two pairs of sides are in proportion and the between the angle is congruent. So with this only information, we can say these two triangles are similar. Okay. So this is the test number 2, SAS test. And the third test is SSS test. Okay. So all three sides, whenever sides come, the word should be proportion. So when three sides of a triangle are in proportion to the corresponding three sides of another triangle, then the two triangles are similar. Okay. Now we know that all these three pairs, first pair, second pair and as well as the third pair, we know that these three pairs are in proportion. We know only this much part. We do not know anything about angles. Still, we can say from only this information that these two triangles are similar. Means if three sides are in proportion, automatically three angles are going to be congruent only. We need not to prove that, we need not to tell that. Okay, so these are the only three tests of similarity of triangles. Okay, sometimes students get confused about this test because similar test you will find it in the congruence of triangle as well as similarity of triangle. So let's write this test of congruence and similarity. Let's see and let's check which is not in congruence and which is not in this one. Okay, so if I just want to recall the test of congruence of triangles. Okay, if I recall that. So we know that the first test is SSS test, that all three sides are congruent to the corresponding side. Another is SAS. The third is SAA. Okay. The fourth is ASA. These are the four tests of congruence of triangles which are applicable to all type of triangle. And the fifth one is only for right angle, that is RHS test, means right angle hypotenuse side test. This is only for right angle triangle. And these four are used to show any type of triangle. And what are the tests of similarities? Similarity of triangles. Just now we have seen that first one is AAA test, second is SAS test, and the third is SSS test. So let's see which are the common tests in both. So we can see that SSS test is in both. Okay. SAS test is also in both. Okay. Now, so these two tests, SSS and SAS, are common in both. So which is not common and only for congruence, it is SAA and ASA. And of course right angle hypotenuse side. So these three tests, remaining tests, are only for congruence, not for similarity. And in similarity there is a AAA test, or we can say AA test, which is only for similarity of triangle and not for the congruence of triangle. Many times question can be asked in such a way. Identify which of the following is not a test of similarity. Okay, not a test of similarity, and then you might be given options from this. So you should be knowing which is not a test of similarity. You should be knowing that SAS or ASA or RHS are not the test of similarity. Or if it is which is not a test of congruence. So AAA or AA is not a test of congruence. So if you know properly which are the test of similarity of triangles and which are test of congruence of triangles, then it is easy for you to answer such type of question. you will not get any confusion and you can score your 1 mark properly. And there also you will not take much time to solve that. Only you should be knowing, should be have that knowledge based question. So these are the other tests used for congruence and similarity. Okay, now using this test and similarities, how can we solve sums, that we will see in the next video. Thank you. If you like this video, please do not forget to like, give me comments, and if you are not yet subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Thank you very much.